Guys that fought alcohol prohibition. Well, it took a constitutional amendment to prohibit alcohol. Well, when we realized that my grandparents couldn't go to Jack Daniels and get their booze anymore, and they were going to Al Capone to get it, kind of like I'd rather go to Marlboro and get my pot cigarette, but I've got to meet the cartel member and give him my cash. Because prohibition never, ever stops the demand. It only changes the supplier. So Harry Anslinger in 1937, needing a job, gave a 30-minute commentation on why marijuana should be illegal, and here's a direct quote. There are over 100,000 marijuana users in this nation. Marijuana should be illegal because it often causes white women to seek relations with Negroes and is responsible for satanic music such as swing and jazz. Yeah, and a statement in there about the degenerate races. What the? That's that Puritan, crazy, white male, Christian, nutso, kooky stuff. And now, since 1937, the people who's had to pay the price of that are the blacks first, the Mexicans next, and now the white people. Because they let an idiot get in there and scare them with religion and that craziness. And I'm sorry it ever happened. He needs a kick in the... Yeah. So, it's really difficult for me to listen to old people when they start telling me what I should do. We need the old people's money. We do. Turn loose of some of the money and give it to us where we can run a campaign. Not just us, but some of these other freedom fighters out here. We don't need a yak, 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 come on, yak, 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 yak. Y'all yak the country into what it is now. You know? Don't be discouraged. Not all old people. Not anybody in here. I'm not talking about anybody in here.
That's right.
Right. I'm not. I'm not. We're the machine of this country. I'm talking about the old gray-haired, pompous type that are kind of walking around like this now, as they should. Any other questions? I have time for one more, then I got to get home. I got time for 2 questions. You, and then you'll be the last one. Is that cool? Oh yeah, and I'll be signing your DVDs if you like up here when we're done. Yeah, man.
What do you need from us? You know, tell us the top 2 or 3 things we can do to help you just right away.
This gentleman asked, "What do you need from us? What are the top 2 things or 3 things you can do to help us right away?" Well, of course, money is always good. It takes a smart businessman to understand that, and I'll be the first one to say we can't win this without money. And I'm good with money, and I know how to use it effectively. There's the fruit of not many dollars, and we banged it through America. Probably the number 2 would be the attitude change like we need in law enforcement. We need an attitude change in the Libertarian Party to be a little more accepting. And hey, you can come into my circle and I'm not going to scream you out of it or debate you out of it. I swear, man, some of these libertarians are like they're on acid. They wrote a book and they're sitting there like, what the? So a real attitude change in our party, so it'll be attractive to people like my wife and I. We went to some of the conventions and like, wow, man, there was no cool people hanging out. You know? It's because we tend to run those away from our little pets. So that attitude. And then number 3, vote for me, man. Vote, 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 vote. Because I'm living in the mind that there's not voter fraud. Let me live in Berryland. And vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. I'll do you a good job.
Not so much voter fraud, but election fraud.
Yeah, election fraud. Yeah, good distinguishment there. Yes. Okay, final question.
As Attorney General, can you in any way influence the training programs that will, help the incoming officers that will no doubt follow these mass firings you're planning?
Yeah, he asked, would we be involved in the training of the new recruits? Absolutely. I've taught in police academies already across the state of Texas, and they need a dose of this, compassion, things of that nature. And what's so nice about this, the massive firings that will take place, there are people that I talk to, they're good people that want to go be a cop, but they won't because their freedom issues won't allow them to because it's so nuts. Those people will be the ones enraged to it and say, hey, I'll be a cop under Chief Barry Cooper where I can get out here and fight real crime, keep child molesters where they need to be, people that rape women where they need to be. I got a lot of respect for prisons because there are some animals, that I wish they weren't in a cage. I don't wish anybody to be in a cage, but for our safety, they really need to be. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Encore.